sometimes in like the fun and excitement of the NFL, especially today's game with the amazing deep passes and the talented wide receivers and the different statistics and things we look for, like sacks and all that stuff. What gets covered up underneath is the game of football, a violent game. And you can have a lot of speed and a lot of skill and a lot of young, talented players. But if they're getting pushed around physically, if they're being mentally intimidated, that loses games. Because football is a game of mental fortitude. It's about feeling like the bigger, stronger team. It's about feeling like the ones who do the intimidating to rattle the other team. So it's no coincidence that great defenses and offenses in the NFL in history have had the type of player to create that kind of competitive advantage. The Chicago Bears had Dick Butkus. The Raiders had Lyle Alzado and others. The Pittsburgh Steelers had Mean Joe Green. The Miami Dolphins, our own rival, and we had him for a little bit, had Brian Cox. And these are the type of players that forget about just their performance on the field, their statistics. They were the men of the NFL. And they made your team better just from a mental standpoint. I went to the wrong side of my head. From a mental standpoint. The Jets have been lacking that, evidenced by their quarterback got hit last year by a dirty cheap shot, typical New England cheap shot. And of course, the refs, because it's New England, didn't call a penalty. And not one Jet player stood up and did something about it. We were boys playing amongst men. But now, all that's changed. And I'll tell you who really has changed that. And that is a man named Michael Clemons, a fourth-round draft pick who we don't know if he's going to be the best statistical player on the field. But he is a man amongst boys. This is no joke. Watch the press conference. Look at this man. This is a man who is not going to take anything from anyone. No one is going to push his quarterback around. No one's going to push his teammates around. And this is not the kind of guy you're going to stare down and talk smack to. This is a man that's going to demand respect. This is a man who made the New York Jets media, who are usually cocky and arrogant and ask any question they want without any feeling towards being respectful or even thinking about the player, and had them literally re-guiding and re-speaking their questions with nervous shit like shudders or stutters in their voice. This is a man that will demand respect just by the way he stares at you, just by his size. He is nasty on the football field. He is exactly what the New York Jets, what a young team needs to feel more confident and more protected on the field. Watch out for Michael Clemons and get excited, Jets fans, because we're not only good, we're going to be tough.